or more mellow. Now we come to a handsome young man who had the jazz lovers jumping up and down all over Europe last summer. The name? Jerry Mulligan. And he's one of the most advanced of our serious jazz musicians. Well, Jerry picks up his saxophone, and just before he starts off, I ask him, what'll it be?
It's a very lovely song written by Richard Rogers, My Funny Valentine.
Well, I'm glad you chose that, Jerry, because it'll show the folks that some of today's best jazz is the quietest. Go to it, boy. Jerry Mulligan and Funny Valentine. Well, now we approach the vocal side of modern jazz and come to a real top stylist in the person of pretty blonde Chris Connors. She offers a short vocal treatment of It's Almost Like Being in Love.
What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. It's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. It's almost like being in love. Ah, the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I'd swear I was falling, I'd swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. It's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I'd swear I was falling, I'd swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love, almost like being in love.
Thank you, Chris Connors. And say, since we're having a roundup of jazz stars, let's have a roundup of thoughts on United States savings bonds. How about you, Chris? Any savings bonds around the Connors household?
Well, savings bonds are my saving grace, Del. Believe me, I've found they're the best way to make your dreams come true. Bonds pay such a good return, and when it comes to safety, they're in a class by themselves. When they reach maturity, they pay back $100 for every $75 you put in. There's no better way to save, I think.
Jerry, it's always amazed me how you manage to come up with those wonderful new sounds of yours. What's the trick?
Well, I think the real trick is working on something over and over again until it's second nature. Just like the trick of saving with savings bonds is regularity. For instance, if you put down $18.75 for U.S. savings bonds and do it regularly, once a week, at the end of 9 years and 8 months, you'll have over $10,000.
Well, I must say that you make just about as much sense with figures as you do with those musical notes. Thank you, Jerry. Now let's give all our jazz album fans a real thrill and present one of the most recorded jazz groups in music today, the Modern Jazz Quartet. And here they are with Milt Jackson on vibes and John Lewis on piano with a cool, quiet treatment of Over the Rainbow. Thank you, boys, for example number one in cool, cool jazz. Now let's warm up the atmosphere with a young fellow who became an international favorite with the great Benny Goodman. Here's pianist Teddy Wilson with his own trio playing what, Teddy?
After You've Gone, and this is also from that original Benny Goodman Trio recording session.
Well, go to it, lad. Go to it. You've been listening to Guest Star, a transcribed feature for United States Savings Bonds, which today